did you grow up?
I was born on the 1st of August in 1770 in Caroline County, Virginia. I can remember one of the first things was standing there at the fence and watching older brothers march off to war. We were fighting this war for independence. And of course my older brother is 20 years older than I am. We were born on the same day, by the way. He was born on the 1st of August in 1750, and I was born on the 1st of August in 1770. And so I watched them march off to war. I was too young, and I didn't get to go, and I was really disappointed. I wanted to go with them, but Mom and Dad wouldn't let me. The way he would not do things quite like others would do it. You'd have to keep a close eye on him. But we eventually got him into working in the paymaster office instead of out on the front lines because he just couldn't quite cut it out there on the line. And so we found a job for him that he was able to handle. He was more kind of a book guy than a person who would get out there and tote a gun on his shoulder and shoot at people. So that's how we kind of took care of him.
Well, Jefferson in his letters, because Meriwether Lewis was his secretary today, did say at various times that family had a streak of what we might call depression now. Yeah. And so you had to kind of put up with that up and downness of his personality, I suppose, too.
Even that early, he was showing signs of this melancholy depression. Sometimes he would just kind of crawl back into his bunk and not want to come out of it for a while.
Really were able to temper him.
I'm not for sure if we'd made that trip later on. Yeah. If he'd had a different commanding officer, I don't think another commanding officer would have put up with him.
We're back home on the plantation, and what happens? You get a letter. Is that true?
That's true. You want to see it?
Yes,
I still got it.
I do. Yes, I do.
I thought maybe you might. I've got it. I've got it right here in my box. This is the letter that was sent to me on the 17th of July in 1803.
Amazing. Who is this from?
That's from Meriwether Lewis.
And do you want to pass that around? And what does that letter say?
Basically, it says that he's been commissioned by President Jefferson to make this trip to the Pacific Ocean to discover what's there, the Indians, the natural, see if we can maybe find an inland way of getting to the Pacific without having to go all the way around by boat. And he's wanting someone to co-command with him, and he's asking me if I'll do that. We knew that the territory that we purchased did not go all the way to the Pacific. So we knew that when we started there that we would be crossing over into territory that was some other nation, and so we knew we would be invading another country when we did this. We were a military operation, and so we had to keep it quiet. We knew the Spanish certainly didn't want us to make this trip, and that they were doing everything in their power to keep us from doing it. So we had to just be really quiet and sneaky about it to keep them from finding out. We weren't going to take a large group just for that very reason, so that we could remain hidden as much as possible from them. And we heard later on that they went out looking for us. And they came close. They came within a day or two of where we were at, but they never did find us. So we were very fortunate in that respect that they didn't. But yeah, we were out spying out what was going on in the country and finding out just how we could get to the Pacific Ocean without making that long, treacherous 6 months journey by ocean to get around to the other side.
So what was the appeal? You might start with, Lewis had this reputation for being a little bit of a screwball. How did you see that?
I knew that he would need someone to go along that would be able to do everything that he could do in case these fits of depression would come upon him and he wasn't able to lead. And the fact that I considered him to be a very good friend of mine, I couldn't think of anybody else that I would want to make this trip to go with. And that's what, when I responded back to him, that's what I told him. I can't think of anyone else that I would have the pleasure of making such a journey and a trip other than you. Very intelligent man, very well versed in different fields of science and things like that. So basically we kind of came to the conclusion he would take care of that aspect of it. I would take care of leading the men and look out for their welfare and make sure that we got there and back. And he would do all of the little drawings and collecting the plants and identifying different things. And I would do the hard work. That's basically, we shared the chores.